activate your inner power to dominate in 2023. And what you're asking is, 2022 is not done yet. What are you talking about 2023? All right, it's very simple. What's the best time to prepare for war? Is it in a time of war, in a time of peace? What's the best time to prepare for war? Is it in the time of war or in the time of peace? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to 2023. Yes, I welcome all of you to 2023. And we are on a race to dominate, but first you have to dominate you. Yes, no, don't worry. From now, this is September, October, November, December. See, 80%, in fact, is that bad? 80% of the money you're going to make this from now till December is for 2023. 80%. Any money you did not make since the beginning of this year is no longer for this year. Let me sound this warning. Any money you did not make from January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August till September is no longer for 2022. It is now for 2023. Now, any money you make from now until December, 80% must go for 2023 preparation. 80% is just for you to, the remaining 20% is for you to survive in this remaining 2022. See, the blessings of 2022 is still active. It is still there, right? But let's assume you did a contract in January and they pay you today. That money that came in is not for 2022 again. Trust me. What is for 2022 is out of the profit of that contract that you made or whatever money that came in, 20% is for you to manage for 2022. The remaining 80% is to prepare for 2023. Now, why this very tough margin? Especially if you're in Nigeria, 2023 is going to be tough for a lot of people. It's going to be tough. I'm not just talking about the elections. We don't even know what's going to happen, but we'll pray that God will arrest every miscreant, every political demonic spirit that wants to destabilize and scatter the country. That is our prayer, and God will do it. However, we also know that the prevailing circumstances that Nigeria is going financially. All right. So whoever comes in as the president next year has a lot on their plate to handle, and it will not be automatic. We have bills to pay as a country. We have trillions upon trillions of dollars to pay. It's ridiculous that we're owing, right? We're not going to pay everything at once, but then you understand that it's a real challenge for whoever's going to emerge as the president. So how do you think that life will be next year? A lot more people are going to lose their jobs. There will be a lot of instability, financial instability, for at least the first 2 quarters of next year, towards, riding into the third quarter till the final quarter of the year. Now, remember this. Watch this, guys. Watch this. If your year, 2022, that there is no election, there is no, major instability, chaos as it is, 2022, that there's no chaos per se, all right? There are challenges. But in this 2022, there's no chaos coming from elections and all that, and you still do not have 1 million in your savings, you still do not have 5 million in your savings. Is it 2023 that there might be chaos that you will? Think about it. So is it possible that you might enter 2023 and by September 2023, you still are struggling financially? Is it possible? Yes, it is. In fact, the possibility is heavier. If it could happen to you now in 2022, in a stable year, how do you think your 2023 will be? Therefore, the importance of your preparation for 2023 becomes imminent, important, very, very key. And that is why I'm here. Don't worry, all hope is not lost. I'm going to show you how to dominate 2023 by first activating your inner power. All right? So how do you do that? Number one, we're going to dissect this pyramid, this wealth pyramid, all right, so that you know where you are. Everybody's on this pyramid. Everybody, somewhere on this pyramid. Now, the first level is debt. Everybody, now the lowest level on this wealth pyramid is debt. And debt is where your income is less than your expenses and you're owing people because you can't survive. So you're owing, you're pretty much owing. You're on an owing spree. A lot of people, a lot of percentage of people are here. Now, the next level of the wealth pyramid is scarcity. Now, this is where you're earning less than $72,000 in a year. So you live by budget. Anything you do, you budget it. Before you eat, you budget. Before you send your kids to school, there's got to be on the budget. Before you do anything, you budget. Before you buy Panadol, is it in my budget for this month? No. Therefore, I'm not going to buy Panadol till next month. This sickness will not kill me. You go to your backyard and you get you get bitter leaf and you squeeze it and you swallow it, because you don't have Panadol in your budget. That's basically where you are, but you're actually still on the lower level of the wealth pyramid. All right. $72,000 is about, by the time this analysis was done, the dollar hadn't spiked, but right now we're talking about, for, practicality's sake, we're talking about a little bit above 46.8 million in a year. We're and that's about 3.9 to 4 million in a year, in a month, pardon me. 3.5 million. So if your earning power is less than 4 million right now with the dollar increase, because of the weakness of the naira, it's really terrible. All right, because your buying power has been globally reduced. Your buying power, whether you like it or not, everything is affected. Prices are going up because of the dollar, the weakness of the naira. So the money you have is no longer. If you saved 1 million naira in the bank, that's at 2015. By now, that 1 million naira is around 300,000 naira. That's terrible, man. All right, that's terrible because of inflation. So the second level of the wealth pyramid is scarcity, where you're earning less than 4 million right now every month, right? So you are in scarcity. Now here's the terrible thing. A lot of people are going to die on this level. A lot of people barely got out of debt, but then they enter scarcity and they keep living. How do I know this? January, February till September has come. You still not making 100,000 every month. You're still not making 500,000 every month. Talk less of 4 million every month. So it's going to be a struggle until the person dies. A lot of people are going to die here. A lot, like a great percentage of people. And it's sad, but that's what it is. But there's another level in the wealth pyramid, and that's the artificial comfort zone. This is where your active income is greater than your expenses. So you have an active income, and perhaps you're making like well over 6 million, maybe 5 million every month, maybe 4 million every month, right? But the income is through your active presence. Like you work in an oil and gas company, you're one of the chief executives, the managers of a bank. I don't know which bank will pay you that much though. All right, in Nigeria as it is. But maybe you're in an IT company in Lagos and then you're getting paid, 5 million. I still don't know any company that will pay you 5 million. Well, depending on your level though, all right, with your certifications and your degree, you could get to that level. But then it's still an active income. If you must make that income, you must be present physically, all right? Now you are doing better than most, okay? You're doing better. You see the pyramid is shrinking, so not a lot of people are going to be here. Or there's a possibility that you are even earning less than 4 million, less than $72,000 in a year. There's a possibility you're earning less than maybe like 3 million or 2 million. But your expenses is a bit lower than 2 million every month. All right, let's say you spend in every month you spend 1 million, for instance. Every month you spend 1 million. All right, because your company doesn't only pay you 2.5 million. The company gives you some allowances, housing allowance, feeding allowance, wardrobe allowance, all right, transportation allowance. So with those allowances plus your basic salary, which is 2.5 million, and then your other miscellaneous expenses in the family, apart from all these allowances coming, taking your children out, buying stuff for them, paying school fees for them, you bring everything together, is about 1 million every month. Your active income is still greater than your expenses. So you are better than the person living in the scarcity, on the scarcity level. But here's the problem. The challenge with this level is that it is artificial. It appears as though you are comfortable, but you are not. It's artificial, and it can explode. In fact, this level is worse than someone who is in the scarcity level. It is worse because you have an appearance of comfort, but it's not there. How do I mean? If for whatever reason that something happens in your company, there's a burst, there is a liquidity issue, there's another company swallows your company, or there's what do you call it now? Cutting off of staffs because of liquidity, and they begin to cut staffs. When they begin to cut staffs in your company, they will start with those who are earning the highest. That's how they start downsizing. Because, guy, if they find a copper, somebody who just finished school, and the person, while he was in school, he was doing some certification exams while he was in school, and he knows literally everything. All he needs to do is just undergo a level of brush up in the company by way of training him for 3 months, doing basic trainings. This guy can begin to do what you're doing at the current level, and they can afford to pay this guy $300,000 to $500,000 a month, and they can do your job. If that happens, they relieve you of your job, and this young man will take over your job at $500K every month, as against them paying you 2.5 million. You see, when this happens, now there's a shocker. It's happened a lot of times. I have a banker friend who's been in church. Everybody looks at this guy as one of the big boys in church. Then, I think in 2013, 2014, he was really a big boy. I also admired him, but I admired him because he was always sharp, was always on point. He had a very cool car. I love that. He's always on point. His suits, always on point in church. But when there was a shake in the bank, because he was one of the heads in the bank, I think it was on a managerial level. When there was a shake, man, the thing affected him. Now here's the problem. The problem is that it's not that you are going to lose your job. The problem is you may not readily find a replacement job immediately. The replacement job might end up giving you, okay, let's pay you 1 million, for instance, because of your experience. But we can't afford to pay you all these allowances. All right, this allowance, travel allowance, feeding allowance, and all that. We may not be able to. So in order not for you to remain at home, you take it. But here's the challenge. The challenge is that you have created a standard already. You already have a standard that your children are going to a private school. You live in a particular area that your rent is way, way high, that 1 million naira cannot, take care of that rent. So what now happens is you begin to borrow to remain afloat. Once you start borrowing, you fall back into the debt level immediately. Boom. So are you seeing why this level is worse than scarcity level? Because you have to keep up with your appearance and your level because we're human beings. So you begin to borrow to keep up, and then you fall back into debt level. But you see, at this level, depression begins to set in. You begin to get frustrated because is borrowing upon borrowing for some. So for some people who are on this level, they may not get an immediate replacement job, and then they continue to borrow while they're looking for a replacement job. So the borrowing becomes way higher. What if eventually 6 months later, 3 months later, you get another job? You begin to service your debt. So are you seeing how you've gone back? So if you're on the artificial comfort level, don't stay there for too long. All right, move to the next level. The next level is the prosperity level. Everything you have to do, move there. Remember, guys, most people are going to stop at the scarcity level. Most people. Now, if it were you, keep climbing, never relent. Now, the prosperity level is when your passive income is greater than your expenses. That is the prosperity level. Your passive income is greater than your expenses. So you don't remain on the level of active income, push to passive income. So passive income is the income that continues to come in whether you're working or not. That is passive income. Guys, understand this. Now, it is a great mystery, all right? Now, most people don't know how to create passive income. Most people don't know how to create it. But when you understand the principle, the business we do encapsulates and embodies passive income. If you build it properly to last, if you build it negligently, if you build it without intentionality, you're not going to receive passive income from this business, right? Now, imagine the money you are making passively is now greater. Imagine you are making 20 million every month. Imagine if you're making 10 million every month, whether you work or not. Now, I'm not talking about those people are making 10 million naira actively. You are still in the artificial comfort zone. You must be there for that 10 million naira to enter your account. You are making good money. It appears as though you are comfortable, but that money is active. If you're not there, money stops and you get back to debt level. But imagine you build this business to a position you are making 10 million every month. It's so easy. It's so simple. It's not easy. Sorry. It's simple. It's not easy. Dude, how simple is it? What if you create a team of, what if you create a team in the next 5 years of 100,000? No, 200,000. Okay. 200,000 people in your business. You don't know all of them, but then collectively there are 200,000. But out of these 200,000, just 100,000 are serious in the business. All right, just 100,000, and they are buying products to use. And for each product they buy, you make 500 naira. No. Let's bring it down a little bit. For each product they buy, you make 100 naira. You have 100,000 people buying products that they're going to use. And for each product they buy, you don't make 1,000 naira, you don't make 600 naira, you don't make 500 naira, you don't even make 200 naira, you only make 100 naira, just 100 naira. My brother, that is 10 million in your account every month. It's 10 million passive income, whether you work or you don't work. It's doable. It might take time. It is doable. No, think about it. With 10 million coming into your account, what you going to do? All right? That's prosperity. Now, but the next and final level is the wealth impact level, where you are now selfless and you're giving back. So it's okay if you die at the prosperity level, okay? But prosperity level is a bit you are not yet there yet. Wealth impact is where money doesn't move you again. You're just about helping people to move from debt level to prosperity level. So how many people can I help to get out of debt and help to move into a bypass scarcity, artificial comfort level and get them into prosperity level in 4 years? That's wealth impact. And that is the level I am on now. by God's grace. Amen. I mean, I don't take the credit one bit. It's God's doing, but because I focused on it, I'm there. I'm on wealth impact level. And that is where I want all of you to be. Even if you don't want to be there, at least get to prosperity level. Okay? Wealth impact level doesn't mean that you're as rich as Dangote. All right? You could continue to increase your cash flow. All right? But wealth impact is you have gotten to the prosperity level, and now you are thinking of helping others move from debt level to prosperity level. Do you understand? So when I say I'm in wealth impact, doesn't mean that I'm a billionaire yet. Because I'm a billionaire, but not yet, not just yet, physically. But I'm a billionaire. Oh yes, it's just a matter of time you go and see it. But you see, whether I enter into the billion fold in the next 1 year or 2 years, I know how I'm going to get there. But right now, I'm really honestly thinking of how I'm going to help a lot of people move from the debt level to the prosperity level. And that is why I'm going to teach you the inner game, how to activate your inner game. Do you understand? So this is the wealth pyramid, and then know where you are and know how to get out of there. All right, and get to the wealth impact level, or at least prosperity level. So I'm going to take you through 5 fundamental factors that hinders you from growth. You see, if you know what will hinder you from growing, you know how to handle it. All right. A lot of us want growth, but something is hindering us. So how do we handle it? Number 1, poor financial blueprint. We all have a very poor, and that is a challenge, right? Now, I'm not going to stress on this. I'm going to summarize it. I'm going to give you a book that you're going to read that will help you forever. I mean, this is what helped me. I read this book and I internalized it. The Secrets of the Millennial Mind by T. Harv Eker. You can watch it on YouTube. It's on YouTube. There's a book for it, but you can also, watch the video. Secrets of the Millennial Mindset. It will change you. You must do this if you're in this team. It is a must. You can't run away from it. Except you don't want to grow, except you don't want to prepare for 2023, except you don't want to dominate in 2023. I'm not talking about just growing, I'm talking about dominating in 2023. You'd have to read this book at least twice, minimum of 2 times. Watch the video 4 to 5 times. That is the assignment. Read the book 1 to 2 times, minimum. Now, this will shift your financial blueprint. What is holding you, hindering most of us, is our financial blueprint, especially hindering us from financial advancement. Do you know something as simple as rich people are wicked? Because you have an uncle that when you needed money the most, and you know this, your uncle has money. He's rich. He doesn't just have money, he's rich. But you just asked him for 100,000 naira, not 1 million, not 500,000, and he told you that he didn't have. And then it got into your subconscious mind, and you developed this philosophy that rich people are wicked. You begin to resent the rich. Ladies and gentlemen, you can never become what you resent. All of us know about insurgencies, Boko Haram, and most people resent them, right? The terrorists, you resent them. Do you know that no matter how much they offer you, you cannot be a terrorist? Do you know why? Because you cannot become what you resent. That's the financial blueprint, which is very dangerous. You have to reprogram it. If you read this book, it will help you to reprogram it. I don't have time. I could teach on it, but I don't have that time for today. I have a video on that. But hey, who would be in a better position to do justice to that topic if not T. Harv Eker? He dissected it properly. That's how I learned. That's how I reprogrammed my mind. So do the same thing. I don't need to reinvent the wheel, all right? So these things like, hey, money does not grow on trees. When you say that, you're telling your subconscious mind that money is difficult to make. Money does not grow on trees. Do you understand? So these are poor financial blueprints. Some of you, because nobody taught you on how to create residual income, it is difficult for you to understand it. You see, I just gave you an instance. What if you raise 100,000 people in your team and you're making 100 naira when one person purchases a product? 100 naira, not 500 naira. 100 naira is too small. That is 10 million every month. You see, yes, it makes sense, but it is something is blocking it from becoming um, implemented through you. And what is that? There's nowhere in your blueprint, your financial blueprint, that talks about residual income. All you can see is your father hustling to make money, your mother hustling to make money, all of your aunties, you know them, they're hustlers trying to make ends meet. Your uncles are dangerous. In fact, you even have an uncle that's a pimp. You know, so you can't really get anything from your financial blueprint that suggests that you need to make passive income. So it's going to hinder you from creating residual income, right? Passive income. So you will remain on the artificial comfort zone and die. That's the challenge. So it's going to hinder you. So read that book and reset your brain. Money is very easy to make. Trust me, if you know how. 1, 2, if there's nothing blocking you from taking action in your subconscious mind. So I'm going to tell you another factor that will hinder you from growing, right? Now, another thing that hinders you from growing is fear. Fear of the unknown, all right? You are afraid. What if I start this? Man, 200,000 people? I don't know 200,000 people. How am I going to get them into my team? I'm a shy person. How can I do this? This has got to fear. And the more fear grows in your heart, the more you go back into your shell. So quickly, how do you destroy fear? Through knowledge. Anything you acquire knowledge over, fear in that area goes. If you're afraid of this business, acquire the requisite knowledge on how to run this business effectively, fear of the business goes. I usually love to give this instance that if you are afraid of driving, most of you were afraid of driving before you learned how to drive. You were afraid, right? But why are you not afraid of driving again? Does it mean that people don't have accidents? No. Does it mean that cars cannot fail you? No. Why are you no longer afraid of driving? Because you learned how to drive. Knowledge destroys fear. Some of you are afraid of the water. You're afraid of drowning, right? You're so scared. You're so fearful getting close to the water. But guess what? Any period you learn how to swim, the fear of swimming is destroyed. You're afraid of, or you're being pursued in the village, spiritually. And the day you understand that he that is in you is greater than he that is in the world, and you live in the world, therefore, he that is in you is greater than he that is in the world, no matter where they are, in what form or manner, fear of village people leaves you. Knowledge destroys fear. Number 3, what hinders you from growth? Comfort zone. Unwillingness to learn something new. This is ridiculously one of the factors that will keep you from conquering 2023. Listen, this is what the basic comfort zone looks like, all right? The inner circle of the comfort zone is where you are safe, you're comfortable, and you are in control. When you step out of that circle, you enter the fear zone. Close to the comfort zone is the fear zone, where you begin to give excuses. You're intimidated by all outside ideas, what people are thinking. You lack confidence. And because of these things, you enter back into the comfort zone. Now, the first level outside the comfort circle is the most difficult because you are inundated with fear. Fear is this because, just like you're stepping out, you just put your leg, boom, I'm afraid. You go back to your comfort zone. And this level is the unknown, all right? You're not, the comfort zone is where you're used to. I'm used to this. I'm used to working in the bank. I'm used to working as a doctor, as a nurse. So when this kind of business is introduced to you, it's not what you're used to. So it makes sense though, but you're not used to it. Because you're not used to it, an element of fear creeps in. Once that fear disturbs you a little bit, what do? You jump back into your comfort zone. That's what happens to a lot of people. And greatness can never be found in the comfort zone. It's not possible. So the person will live in debt until they die. The person who might live in a scarcity until they die, even though they've been working hard and hard and hard and hard, but they would die on the scarcity level. But if you just get a little bit courage and step out of your comfort zone and enter into the fear zone. So how do you destroy the fear zone? Is when you begin to learn, acquire knowledge about that stuff. And once you begin to acquire knowledge, you are gradually entering into the learning zone, where you begin to acquire knowledge and you begin to solve problems, and you are receptive to outside input, all right? And then acquire new skills. You see, but you see your circle is growing now. Your circle of influence is growing. Your capacity is growing. And then and only then will you enter the growth zone. Boom, you begin to expand. You now begin to think bigger. I hope, man, I was able to make 500,000 naira in a month. My goodness, I could make 1 million in a month. You begin to surpass your milestones. You have a milestone to get to 500,000. You've gotten to 500,000 naira. Man, I need to get to 1 million every month. Man, I was able to raise 1 monthly millionaire in my team. Boom, let me give myself another target. I need to raise 5 monthly millionaires in the next 6 months. Boom. So this is where at this level, you can never, ever, ever get back to your comfort zone, because your comfort zone is too small to contain you. You begin to define new goals. You begin to take life, and life begins to subdue under you. So what can help you get out of your comfort zone is your vision. What vision do you have? What do you want out of life? Do you see yourself getting into the wealth impact level of the wealth pyramid? If that's where you want to go to, man, you have to get out of your comfort zone. Your vision, it has to be strong enough to push you out of your comfort zone. For some of you, it could be your mom. It's just that desire to help your parents, all right? Live a better life while they are still alive. For some of you, it could be that desire to hit the wealth impact zone. That for some of you, it could be that desire to be prosperous because nobody was prosperous in your. So your vision pushes you out of your comfort zone. So have a great vision. All right. Then number 4, what hinders you from growth is lack of self-belief. I've thought about this for a long time. Believing in yourself is the first secret to success. You can't run away from this, guys. No matter the vision you have, no matter the fact that you need to get out of your comfort zone, without believing in yourself, you can't even step out of the comfort zone. No matter how I've explained the wealth pyramid, and then you are in debt, you rather stay in debt than get out of your comfort zone, because you don't simply believe in yourself. 80% of failures is attributed to lack of self-belief. 80% of failure from research. 80% of world failure is as a result of lack of belief. Check out Hitler. All around in Hitler's time, Hitler had a winning power because he believed in himself, even though there were more intelligent people than Hitler. You can be intelligent, but you don't believe in yourself. There has never been any success that has been created without self-belief. None. Why must you believe in yourself? It's because you have refused to recognize the presence of God in you. The God DNA in you. That is what you need to first of all understand, consciously or unconsciously. So God made you perfect, and guess what? You're enough. God made you perfect. Even if you came out without arms and legs, God still made you perfect. You're enough. From there, you can take it up. You don't have to have arms and legs before you become successful. You simply need to know that without your arms and legs, you are still enough. Your journey to success begins. Let me say it again. You don't need to have arms and legs to be successful. You don't need to have very pretty face, very handsome look to be successful. But you need to know that even despite the fact that you don't have arms and legs, even though you are not so pretty, even though you are not really handsome, that you're enough. Let's watch a couple of videos to buttress this. You see, this is Grant Cardone, CEO of Cardone Capital, international speaker, entrepreneur, and author of the 10X Rule and creator of the 21st best-selling business programs. Grant Cardone owns and operates 7 privately held companies, and all that is his portfolio is $1.5 billion. All right. Now let's listen to him, quickly. Listen to this.
Listen, I went from zero negative in debt last year up.
Now, he was asked a question by some guy. I want you to listen to his response. Listen.
To this point, I'm gonna break $250,000 in revenue. Bring it on. Listen, I went from zero negative in debt last year up until this point. I'm gonna break $250,000 in revenue. Just listening to.
Hey, give him a big hand. 250 grand.
I got my girlfriend with me here supporting. So my question is, I've been following everything that you say, putting all my money in my business to grow it, get attention, things like that. At what point do you recommend me getting into real estate? Like, I've been buying education, trying to learn, things like that. Like, do you think I should keep 10xing with the activity or start shifting some money?
Yeah. So how old are you?
23.
And how long you been making 250 a year?
Less than a year this year.
Yeah. So you need to keep reinvesting in yourself. You don't need to put money with me.
All right.
You don't need to buy a house right now. You need to keep investing in yourself until your skills get better and you become more and more confident in your own skill set. And you're able to start predicting income growth. This is the problem in America. Okay. The financial institutions tell young kids to invest money and they haven't even invested in themselves. Like, it's crazy. Like, invest in yourself over and over and over again. Once your business should be a reflection of you. Right? When my business starts spilling over, if I'm a baseball player and I'm doing great, I'm hitting the ball, somebody's going to pay me more money. Everybody agree with that? If I'm hurt all the time, they're not going to pay me. They're going to throw me off, But if I'm improving myself, okay, then the marketplace is going to start paying me. If it's not paying me, keep spending money, keep investing in this vessel, me, until I'm improved. And then at some point, there's going to be a surplus of money. When the cup floweth over, then you're like, okay, I want to start buying something. And then when you start making investments, do what Warren Buffett does. Never lose money. Like, don't lose money. Number 2, don't lose money. Number 3, always buy cash flow. That's what Warren Buffett does. Don't lose money, and always buy cash flow. Every company he has, every single one of them has that one thing in common, cash flow.
Grant, you are also...
Man, so what's the summary of this? This young guy, 23 years old, made $250,000 in that year. And we're talking about around 162 million. If you break it down in months, it means like this guy was pretty much making around 13 million every month at the age of 23. So in a year, he's made, whether he was making it in a month or the money came in bulk, it doesn't really matter. What matters is that this guy has $250 in the bank, around 160 million. So you're not on the same level with him. You listening to me, none of you here is on the same level with this guy. How many of you have 160 million in your bank account? All right, let's say it as it is. But here's the thing. All right, okay, well, I mean, I don't know who's going to watch this video. It will be on YouTube. So maybe you have 160 million in your bank account, but that's cool. But if you don't, then listen. He's asking Grant Cardone, should I begin to invest in because Grant Cardone has a real estate empire. Should I begin to invest in your real estate? Now, look at the answer. Grant Cardone says, no. Now, if he's a regular Joe, he will say, yes, bring your money, invest in because I want to make my money. But then, like Grant Cardone was as sincere as possible. And I learned a lot from him. He said, no, with 160 million, not that you've spent it, in your bank account. Guys, that's ridiculous, guys. He already has it. And what did he say? Leave real estate alone. Begin to invest, continue to invest in yourself, your vessel. That's how to have self-confidence. Belief in yourself means you are pouring into yourself. Your capacity is growing. Are you seeing what I'm talking about? Learning, comfort zone. We talked about learning, right? Knowledge. That is you. Without knowledge, you will always go back to your comfort zone and there's no greatness there. How is it possible on earth? Now, a lot of people will not agree with this. And go and check them. They're empty vessels. You make money today, you're looking for one cryptocurrency to invest. You're looking for one Forex to invest. Stop it. That is why 2 years later, the thing fails you. The cryptocurrency fails. This one fails. You are broke. You begin to beg everybody for money. Become a liability in life because you refuse to grow. Now, here's the beautiful thing about our business model. You see, when you don't attend sales meetings every day, what is the guarantee that you're growing? Because in the sales meetings, that is where growth happens. You see what he said? You don't need to have $250,000 in your bank account to begin to invest in yourself. Right now, you're even investing in yourself. Do you know that there's some of you, if you have $250,000 in your bank, dollars in your bank account, you know what to do with it? Because you've grown so well that your capacity is so powerful. For some of you, you don't even need to buy any real estate. You just go into somewhere like Kenya and you establish this business. Give yourself a timeline, 6 months in Kenya, 6 months in South Africa, 6 months. That's what some of you are going to do. You don't need to, nobody needs to, convince you otherwise. But some of us are empty and yet we want to invest. What are you investing on? You don't even know what you're investing in. If I ask you what is cryptocurrency, you can't say that, but you want to invest in cryptocurrency. It doesn't make any sense. Some of you are doing this business. If I ask you what is our business all about, you can't respond. So that means you're not growing, all right? So that is that for self-belief. You need to invest in growth, in knowledge, in self-development, all right? Let's take another example from another person I respect as well. Mark Cuban is an American billionaire as an entrepreneur. We're going to get, feedback from billionaires and millionaires today. And then this guy is estimated around $4.3 billion US, a multi-billionaire in America. And let's hear what he has to say.
The hard part for most people is, do I keep my job or how do I start a company?
Now, what he's about to dissect is for people who say, do you know what? I have a job. How do I survive? How can I do this business full time? But I already have a job that I'm doing. All right. So how can I come back? I don't have the time. So listen to him. Remember, he's a billionaire. All right. So don't come and tell me that he's a billionaire. So who would you rather listen to? Me, that I'm not yet a billionaire, or him that is a billionaire? Who will you listen to? Him. Who would you listen to? Your father that is broke or him that's a billionaire? Him. Who will I listen to? I'd rather listen to him than listen to me. Why? Because I want to be a billionaire. So listen to him.
The hard part for most people is, do I keep my job or how do I start a company when I have a job? Most people feel like they need to raise money so they can quit their job.
Would you advocate they quit their job?
No. I worked as a bartender at night. Whatever you have to do, that's part of being an entrepreneur. So if you have to work on weekends, you have to Uber at night, Uber on weekends, so you have some income coming in so you can work on your company, or you work your regular job during the week, and at night and weekends, that's when you work on your startup.
So the good news there is anybody can be an entrepreneur if they're willing to work their ass off 24 hours.
That's what it takes. Entrepreneurs work 80 hours so they don't have to work 40.
Do you understand? Is there anybody here who's saying, I want to get to the wealth impact level? Excuse me, you will never get there. Do you know why? You're not ready to work your butt off. Why aren't you ready to work your butt off? Because you're still in the comfort zone. So you're saying that this is a cycle, but why must you enter the wealth impact level? Because this business affords us the opportunity to get there. So you need to understand the nitty-gritties, believing in yourself and being ready to work your butt off. And listen, if you don't prepare now, 2023 will consume you. It is not a prophecy. It is a statement of fact. Next one is what hinders you from growth is what wrong focus. You see, a lot of you are focusing on the goal instead of focusing on the activities that bring the goal. Don't stop. Create a goal, see the goal, but don't focus on the goal. Begin to focus on the activities that bring the goal. Listen to this video. He's very fast. I'm going to play it twice, but just listen to it.
Everyone wants to have a six-pack. Your goals don't make you unique. It's the activities that you do that make you unique. The goal of the winner is to commit to the activities. The goal of the loser is to commit to the goal. 52% of 18-year-olds, high school seniors, think they're going to be millionaires by 25. The world is going to be shook. Many of you will fail. And that's because most of you have the same goal. 52% you think you're going to be a millionaire, right? That's just math. But only a small percentage will, because if you want to be a millionaire, you're not going to focus on making $1 million. You're going to focus on the stuff that makes $1 million.
All right, let me play it again because it was kind of fast. I want you to grab it from him, all right? Hormozy is a millionaire. He's an American millionaire. He's getting to the billion. Listen to him again. He's $1 million, by the way, all right? So listen to him.
Everyone wants to have a six-pack. Your goals don't make you unique. It's the activities that you do that make you unique. The goal of the winner is to commit to the activities. The goal of the loser is to commit to the goal. 52% of 18-year-olds, high school seniors, think they're going to be millionaires by 25. The world is going to be shook. Many of you will fail. And that's because most of you have the same goal. 52% you think you're going to be a millionaire, right? That's just math. But only a small percentage will, because if you want to be a millionaire, you're not going to focus on making $1 million. You're going to focus on the stuff that makes $1 million.
If you want to be a millionaire, you don't focus on $1 million. You focus on the activities that will make the millions. Do you understand? So focus. Some of us are focused, but we're focused on the wrong thing. Oh, I want to be a millionaire. If you ask, I want to be a millionaire, but you're not focusing on the activities that will bring the millions. Do you understand? All right. Now, there's a bonus to this. You see, why it's necessary to focus on others and not yourself. I'm going to show you a message from another billionaire. Why it's necessary to focus on others and not yourself. You see, in this business, this is absolutely true. Stop focusing on yourself in this business. In others, what do I mean? Stop focusing so that I guide you properly. It will sound contradictory because I said, hey, you have to pump in money in yourself. You need to grow. The focus I'm talking about is outcome. I want to be a millionaire. Focus on yourself in growing to understand your business, in growing to have more content, in growing in knowledge to understand the industries around you. That is what you focus on yourself for. But when it comes to business or outcome, I want to be a millionaire. Instead of focusing on you saying, I want to be a millionaire, focus on how many millionaires can I create? And you will become a millionaire. You want to be a billionaire, focus on how many billionaires am I going to create? You become a billionaire. Listen to this billionaire. So I hope I didn't end up confusing you, all right, that you understand perfectly well.
Well, this is going to sound counterintuitive, but stop thinking about your business. Stop thinking about your goals and your bank account. Instead, start thinking about other people's business and their goals, their challenges, and even their bank accounts. That was the turning point for me. I started to craft solutions, services to grow and expand their businesses, not mine. I just got a cut out of it. Do that a few times for a few businesses, and you suddenly realize that's the fastest and most sustainable way to grow your own business. No zero-sum game thinking. You grow, I grow. In short, wake up every day thinking, how can I help others? Success will take care of itself.
Wake up every day thinking, how can I help others? Success will take care of itself. You see, when you're thinking of how can I help others, you shouldn't ordinarily be here in the cell meeting by yourself. The only time you're in cell meeting by yourself is when you're thinking only about yourself, even though you don't have money. Because some people say, it's because he's a billionaire, that's why he can think of others. No. He would have become a billionaire quicker if he started thinking of others on time. And that can happen to you. You can become successful quicker if you begin to think about others. And the activity in this business deals with people. You get people in your team, all right, a new partner, you have to let the person know what next to do. So you focus on training the person to stand. But what some of us do, I get this person, I dump him. I get this person, I dump her. I get this, but as you're getting them connected, you're making money, but then you're dumping them. You're not focusing on their own success. The primary way I know you're not focusing on your people's success if you do not give them what do you call it? Attention. If you're only paying attention on your pocket. So forget about yourself for a while and focus on your team. And that cannot happen in your comfort zone. Trust me. Ladies and gentlemen, this brings me to a conclusion of what will hinder you from dominating in 2023. I'm no longer talking about, I'm not seeing 2022 again. 2022 has expired in my mind. In reality, it's still there. But in my mind, 2022 is gone. Any money I'm making now is for 2023. I'm going to make nonsense money between now and December, but it's not for me, it's for 2023 to prepare. So I encourage you to have the same mentality. Any money you're going to make now is for preparation for 2023.